So, have you ever experienced the situation wherein the work environment is very much toxic in the environment? I mean, as a business owner, this is very critical, to understand and correlate every point of time now and then, right? So, work environment, which is more of groupism, indifference. There are a lot of conflicts within the environment and stuff like that, right? So, in this video, you will find the game changer clarity when it comes to the you know, entire definition or inspiration behind the workforce or environmental performance for that matter. Yep. Hi, this is Avik Aviksa, business coach and a consultant equally as well, and the mission. And I'm in the journey of building a better business for all the small, micro, and medium business owners as well, and in the journey equally as well to help you and build you a scalable and healthy and sustainable business equally as well. I'm also the founder of A Better Business and Better Life, and this journey is all about helping you across and helping in building the better business more in terms of healthy lifestyle, sustainable and scalable business equally as well. So watch this video till the end, because there's a gift also towards the end of this video. And if you stay till the end of this video, you will benefit enough to get those gift worth 5,000 rupees, which will come to you absolutely free of cost. So still then, stay tuned and grab enough notes considering the challenges and responses when it comes to environmental nuisance as such. So yes, as I was sharing with you, when it comes to the deeper conviction, when it comes to the deeper aspects of building a high performance business environment, what really matters is, definitely it has more to do with I would say it has more to do with the environmental context. And when I say the environmental context, what I purely mean by the fact is, you need to understand and grab enough triggers that how is the environment within the business workforce when it comes to the deeper relationship aspects within the employees. So when I say deeper relationship aspects, so I mean the relationship between new employee and the old employee, the relationship aspects when it comes to the ground force, the interdepartmental coordination, functional heads relationship within them, also the relationship within the team members, and followed by the ground force, the ground team members equally as well. So when you understand all this, essence or this essence of it, then probably that's so you need to deeply act on those grounds, because if the relationship is not right, it doesn't matter how much you strive in terms of strategy or process as a business owner, it will fail abruptly on the ground. Okay, there's a very beautiful saying which says, relationship drive energy and energy drive commitment. Yeah, you can make a note of that. Yes, you heard it right. Relationship drive energy and energy drive commitments. So what's your state of energy within the environment? I mean, the energy in your team environment. So how are they resonating with each other when it comes to the relationships, or in terms of resourcefulness for that matter, with respect to and context with energy as well. So when I say resourceful or resourcefulness, what I mean by that is the act of courage of taking those extra miles. Okay, it's not about the resource actually on the table, it's more about those intangible resourcefulness. Okay, so energy or resource is more of resourcefulness rather than resources. So is it that your team every time take those unbound actionable and commitments way ahead? Is it that your team every time way ahead and take those extra call and put questions and discuss with you in terms of getting better clarity and moving it to the next level? Is it that your team members every point of time look forward for more roles and responsibilities, even in spite of those unrewarded numbers? Yeah. So what really matters is, when the relationships are right, then what really matters is the act of energy or resourcefulness, and by which the next parameters which actually helps in driving the culture of an organization or the environment of an organization, which actually boosts the the success parameter or of the team, of the business, of the organization, is to ensure that you have those enough commitments on the table. And the only way that you can get those enough commitments on the table is by the act of those healthy relationships and healthy energy, which will drive those commitments on table. Which means it has more to do with when we say drive commitments on the table, so it has more to do with those meaningful conversation. It has more to do with those engaging conversation. It has more to do with those educative conversations. So look, when I talk about those grounds in terms of educative conversation or meaningful conversation, these are the ways by which it really drives commitments on the table. And it's not at all sort of strategies or those things like that. Well, obviously those are like tangible ways to drive it, but the better ways to drive it is always those meaningful conversations. And you can only address those when you have already addressed the prior two indicators that I've already discussed with you. Having said that, when you drive or when you address as a business owner all these indicators and parameters in your environment, and and you look forward to drive a better culture-driven organization or a better culture-driven performance organization. So what really makes it happen on the table is the fact of is the right mindset on the table as well. So when I talk about the right mindset, I essentially mean, what I mean by the fact is those patterns, habits, and beliefs. I repeat, when I refer the fact of mindset, I essentially mean those patterns, habits, and beliefs, because it's a question of those transition shift in the habits of individual, of workforce, of even for that matter for business leaders for that matter. And any habit change is always a reinforcement and addressal of repeated communication on the ground. Yeah, and that's how it works. So that's the way it has to be built upon as well, right? And that's brings on the table when it comes to the mindset of the workforce, which really matters to the highest level. Okay, and this ensures to come out of those toxic environment equally as well. And followed by that, definitely last but not the least, is to appreciate those winning behaviors. So when I say, or when I talk about appreciate those winning behavior, what I mean by that is, having said all the indicators that we discussed so far, when you notice such winning behaviors within the team members, within the organization, within the environment, so as a business owner, it's your responsibility to appreciate those winning behavior. If you don't appreciate those winning behavior, probably you're not helping the business anyway for that matter. Okay, because guess what, any appreciation or any behavior or anything which gets appreciated repeatedly, it becomes a habit more down the line. So that's how it is, overall, for driving the key culture of an organization, for driving the key performance of an organization based on culture driven. Yeah, I would highly urge you to repeatedly watch and listen to this video again and again, wind up, rewind, back, forth again and again, and take enough notes and express your sights and insights in the comment box below as well. I would deeply love to understand from your end, your takeaways and insight, how it has added value to your present situation, and how will you take the journey way ahead basis all the insights given, and that you will going to act upon your business environment equally as well. I leave out with you also with 5 such situations basis on all the indicators that I mentioned so far, and you might be in the best position to address your culture driven, performance driven organization based on culture driven. This is some of the situations which I'm already sharing you right now, as of now, as a matter of you can say response to the environment. Yeah. So the first situation is when you find that employees are not communicating enough with your managers, okay, your frontline leaders. When you see that ground employees or members are not communicating enough with your managers or team members, so that's the time you need to ensure that yes. It has to be some way or the other. So what I mean by that, that's the way that's the time where you set the boundary, in terms of hitting the, addressing the fact that yes, they need to address, as an employee, they need to communicate repeatedly with their managers. So the culture chatter here for such behavior is to communicate that they need to communicate enough and more enough with their immediate managers. Okay, and as long as you're able to do that, you are actually able to safeguard and take it away as well. Okay, so that's one. The second is when you take leave from the organization, when employee take leave from the organization, or probably the ground team taking leave from the organization, there has to be sufficient handover happening on the in the environment. So when I say sufficient handover, what I mean by that is to ensure that these are pure ground line where basis on the handover, the job role or the responsibility doesn't get stopped, or the operation doesn't get stopped. So even a single employee who's taking leave, for him or her, the operation should not stop for the next day. Okay, so that's the call. Okay, and yes, when you do that, or when you take that as an aspects to the environment, that's where you come to that's where you repeatedly address our culture charter creation, or again over here as well. So the culture charter creation for employee taking leave is to ensure that they communicate well in advance that when they are taking leave, and also to ensure that how best they will be able to address it well in advance, so that there is always a sufficient alternate handover happen. Okay, that's the culture charter creation for for your ground force or employee taking leave in advance as such. The next which comes is when you see enough manipulation or retaliation or not right work ethics approach that is happening on the ground. So the best option for that is to ensure that you communicate enough and you document enough, for that matter. When you see that there are those culture chatter, when you see that there are such irrelevant communication happening in the environment. So it can be within the functional leadership level, it can be within the team member and the managers as well. So wherever you see such wrong communication happening in the environment, so the culture chatter for that should be, there should be enough documentation as a multi-channel way of communication within the organization, within the environment, in different social platforms, that where the organizational functional heads are present within the organization, in different Outlook mails, or probably in any documentation mailbox, and also in individual mails head inbox as well. So when you start highlighting and embracing such documented communication, with respect to misconduct and ethical approach, that's where you bring a strong toes on the table in terms of creating a strong culture and alignment in the environmental field as well. Yeah. So yes, that's the one. And the last but not the least, in terms of creating a culture charter creation for the environment which drives the performance, will be again when you see that there are lack of deliverables or lack of ideally deliverables are not happening from the team members. So again, to ensure that in such situations is to the culture charter is to communicate them enough and have those meaningful conversation again and again to realign them and ensure that the commitment comes on the table. So the culture charter creation for environment where the deliverables are not happening on toes and making it right. So as a business owner, it's your responsibility to see and understand that you should have those meaningful, engaging conversation included as well in the environment to see this enough commitment falls on the table as well. So with that, we come to the end of this video, and I'm sure this video has given you tons of clarity when it comes to culture charter creation, and also how does culture can really bring a shape, a difference in the in the environment, or in terms of driving performance of an environment equally as well. Irrespective of the turnover of the environment, irrespective of the business size of the environment, irrespective of your volume of business, it has all to do with the culture of an organization. So to end this video, to summarize the same, I have already shared the link below of a very high powerful course fee, which cost approximately, if you go to a marketplace to get this, it should cost you approximately 5,000 rupees approximately. But since you have stayed till the end, so you'll be getting this course fee, with the link is given below as well, which is the secret of building a high performance team. So you will get this ebook absolutely free of cost. So just download the link and fill up your details to get all the book and all the download copy to your mail inbox equally as well. And with that, I have also shared you the Telegram link as well. So join the Telegram link as well, and like and subscribe this channel so that you get notified for every single next opportunity and value added enough clarity based such power packed video information, which might help you in terms of getting your business to the next level. Yeah. So join the Telegram group equally as well. Till then, Avik signing off here as of now, and I'm sure this has given you a very strong memento when it comes to the clarity in terms of culture driving the performance of the organization. Yeah. So with that, I come to the end of this video as well. Till the next video, stay tuned and do comment on the video equally as well. Till then, have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.